prayer meeting tonight, would you say amen? Amen. Amen. This is the Wednesday before a busy, hopefully grand and glorious weekend. And I can't think of a better way to kick off the next few days than by being here tonight, worshiping the Lord. I'm so excited about this weekend. You know, you have no way of knowing how things are going to work out. But I could just tell you, and I'll tell you a little bit more later, but just starting from the very beginning this morning, someone met me here. I was coming in to have chapel, and someone met me in the parking lot that desperately needed God and needed to pray, and got out of their vehicle and came toward me with tears streaming. And we walked in here and knelt at this altar without even turning on the lights, and bombarded heaven for something. And I thought, that's just the beginning of what the Lord wants to do. You know, we're going to pray starting Friday night at midnight until Saturday night midnight. Then Convention Quartet will be with us Sunday, and we'll have a big Thanksgiving feast. And I thought, this is the best way to start this weekend than a prayer meeting. And I mean, it was a barn burner of a prayer meeting this morning. And then to be in the Lord's house tonight and have church and sing and worship and testify, I've looked forward to tonight all day long. Amen. And I'm trusting the Lord to help us. So I want you to stand with me. We're going to just sing 3 courses back to back to back that you know. And so you just follow along and sing with me. And let's worship the Lord tonight. Sing with me. since I met this blessed Savior, and since He cleansed and made me whole, I will never cease to praise Him. I'll shout while eternity rolls, for He touched me. Oh, He touched me, and that floods my soul. For something happened, and now I know He touched me and made me. You know what? We need to sing this verse first. Let me tell you something. The person I prayed with this morning was bound by, and they were going to come tonight and testify. You know this person, but I'm not going to tell you who it was because I want them to tell you. But bound by sin, falling back into the same old traps that the devil had sat a million times at least. Addictions, problems. And I want to tell you what I told that person. I said, let's just go in right now and pray. And I said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to plead the blood of Jesus. Listen, that's our only hope. You know, we can try psychology, we can try workshops, not reflecting on any of those things. But if you don't plead the blood of Jesus, if you don't get under the blood, if you don't kneel at the foot of the cross, I don't care how good you get your brain fixed until you get your heart fixed, it's not going to matter. And I said, I want you to just plead the blood of Jesus. And so we knelt down here, and I was reminiscing about years ago when I was kneeling at a camp meeting with a young man who was already an alcoholic at 19 years of age, and all I could think to do was plead the blood of Jesus. That's all I could think to do. Just plead the blood of Jesus. Just plead the blood of Jesus. And I listened to that man kneel and start pleading the blood of Jesus and start pouring his heart out to God. And the God of the universe met us this morning at this altar. That's why we need to sing shackled by a heavy burden, neath the load of guilt and shame. Then the hand of Jesus touched me, and now I am no longer the same. Let's sing it. Shackled by a heavy burden, neath the load of guilt and shame. Then the hand of Jesus touched me, Thank you for touching our hearts. God, continue to touch us throughout this prayer meeting. Lord, you're still in the prayer answering business. You're still able to break chains. You're still able to set people free. You're still able to put them on the right track. You're still able to bring revival. You're still able to touch our hearts. You're still able to drive out division. You're still able to drive out despair. You're still able to drive out darkness. Our trust and our faith in you tonight is as great as it's ever been. And we're trusting you to help us in this prayer meeting. So have your will and way tonight, I pray, in Jesus' name. And all God's people said, amen. Amen. You may be seated. Well, I'm excited to hear the kids choir sing tonight. If you would like to hear the kids choir sing, would you say amen? Amen. Amen. That's a pretty good amen, y'all. Everybody did okay? Oh, look who came running up here to get Daddy's microphone. He beat you to it, bro. Hey, by the way, the new mics have come in, right, Principal Pal? So, how many we get? 5? Hallelujah. So we've got enough mics for 5 more kids in kids choir. How awesome is that? Isn't that wonderful? The Lord bless y'all as you sing tonight. I know it wasn't. Oh, that was so good. So good. Well, let's have some testimonies tonight. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you that next week's prayer meeting will be Tuesday night instead of Wednesday night. And it will be a special time of Thanksgiving. But I want to tell you something. It's not too early to start thanking God for his blessings. And so if God has answered prayer for you specifically this week, or there's something you want to thank the Lord for, I'd like to hear you talk about it tonight. Brother Anderson, can you help me over here? Principal Powell, Colonel Romes is not feeling too hot tonight. You mind helping me with the microphone over on this side? Who would like to be the first to testify? Brother Bob.
great to be in God's house on Wednesday night.
Amen.
Worship and praise with Him in the middle of the week. Kind of break away from all the work we do and refresh our minds. I love the Lord for that. That's a privilege that so many in the world just love all, and then they end up in trouble by the weekend. But I just love being in God's house and being with His people. I thank the Lord for the privilege of belonging to such a wonderful church.
Amen.
And church house that God has provided to us, and He's so faithful. Amen. I thank Him for all that He's done and blessed me and blessed me and blessed me.
Amen.
And I love the Lord.
Amen. Thank the Lord. Who's next? Brother George.
Yes, today is a very special day for me because it's my spiritual birthday.
Praise God. Happy birthday to you.
I was saved at the age of 13 back in 1958.
Wow.
A revival at Troy, Missouri. Joe Jolly was the evangelist, and he's long passed on, but I'm so glad I got my start with the Lord back then.
Amen.
It's meant a lot to serve the Lord all these years. And sometimes I think I should be a lot farther up the road than I am for being saved that many years, but I'm going to hang in there, and I just want to keep going because there's no place to stop. So we
That's right.
cross over into the glory land, and I just love Him tonight. Rather than later on He sanctified me, He's helping me along the way.
Praise
Let's
God.
praise Him tonight.
Praise God. Thank the Lord. Amen. Thank the Lord. Who's next? Thank the Lord. That's one of the Sister Bennett.
No, I appreciate your message Sunday. I'm truly thankful that God can restore. There's restoration, and He can make something better out of what the latter house, the former house, the latter house can be better than the former house. And your brother getting saved just gives me hope, and I'm thankful for hope. I used to have a little plaque on my refrigerator, and I think I got it from Paula, or I told her that I had it, and it fell off one time, and part of the H fell off. And I thought, oh man, I thought, you know what? My hope may be broke, but I still have it.
Amen.
I still have it. I still have my hope. And I know one time Sister Stedman told me, she said, Donna, she said, I thought the devil would leave me alone the older I got. She said, but he fights me harder.
Oh, wow.
And she said, but you know what? It makes me that much more determined to make it to heaven. And I'm
Amen.
thankful for the old saints that can show me the path wherein is a good way to walk.
Amen.
I want to keep my faith in God. I want to keep my hand in His. Walk in all the light He shows me and be exactly what He has.
Amen. Praise God. Thank the Lord. Brother Josh.
My testimony is actually from the hymnal tonight. On page 91, one verse that says, long as my life shall last, teach me thy way. Wherever my lot be cast, teach me thy way. Until the race is run, until the journey's done, until the crown is won, teach me thy way.
Praise
That's my
God.
prayer tonight, that He will continue to teach me and guide me. And I just
Amen.
want to be a vessel that can be filled with Him and used however He sees fit.
Amen. Praise God. Thank the Lord. Brother Terry.
I am truly blessed. The Lord had my silent request, and the Lord answered that. Praise
Thank the Lord.
Then it just kept getting better. I went to work that day, and I got home. We got an email from the boss up there, and he says, "Had good news. We're getting a raise."
Well, hallelujah.
Of course, it would. But over $4 and something an hour raise. That's unheard of. For bus drivers anyway. And I'm real happy to do that, get that also. So the Lord just keeps blessing. If we obey Him and do His will, every once in a while He throws a little surprise in there for us.
That's right. Thank the Lord. Amen. Who's next? Sister Paula.
The children's second song reminded me to thank Him for my salvation.
Praise God.
I thank Him, and I should thank Him every day for that. And He answers little things. Those are the things that, I think, wow, you're up there, you hear me. Thank you, Lord. I want to thank Him for all of those. And then your sermon, I had my friend Yvonne in North Carolina listen to the story about your brother, and she said it really helped her. So just know that it's going out, and
Amen.
people are listening.
glad that God gave me life and He made everything, and He's been letting me grow in the Bible every day, and I'm so glad for that.
Amen. Praise God. Thank the Lord. Sister Taylor.
Your sermon Sunday really touched my heart. I felt like when Brother Brigham was here that I had really prayed for our son that's way far away from God. And the promise that He gave me, we could hit it and just renewed that promise. And
Praise
I am
God.
so thankful
Thank the Lord.
that God is going to answer prayer.
Thank the Lord.
I love Him supremely.
Praise God. Thank the Lord. Who's next? These are good. Go ahead, Brother Ronnie.
It's just sinuses. A couple things real quick, and Sister Taylor just reminded me of it. My dad, he was 51 years old when he got saved, and he lived a rough life, and he went back to the country to tell the people, testify to him. And he got to a cousin that was actually older than him and close to my grandmother. And when he got to her and started testifying to her, she said, "That don't surprise me." And he said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Your mother told me years ago that she had already prayed through and you was going to make it. So don't give up." But I want to share one thing real quick. A friend of mine, we mentioned the other night, just passed away Sunday, one of my guardsmen. And I talked to him on Thursday. We were supposed to do something together. And because of the rain, I decided, let's put this off. I don't want people out in the rain. And he was a bit disappointed. But then after he passed, I found out that they tested him. He tested positive for COVID. And I'm thinking, had I went out with him on that Thursday, I would have been with him. God has a way. You know, I don't know why he had to pass. He was a good man. But God has a way of protecting us, and I thank Him that He is our protector.
That's right. Praise God. Thank the Lord. Sister Melinda.
So on the way here, I was listening to a song that I listen to a lot, but it's "He's More Wonderful," and the chorus is, "He's more wonderful than my mind can conceive. He's more wonderful than my heart can believe. He goes beyond my highest hopes and fondest dreams." And this is my favorite part. He's everything that my soul ever longed for.
Yes.
Everything He promised and so much more.
Much more.
I'm just so glad that I found what my soul was longing for.
Amen.
And I'll never look back, and I'm so excited to serve Him, and I love Him.
Praise God. Praise God. Hallelujah. I have found Him, whom my soul so long has prayed. Jesus satisfies my longing. Through His blood I now am saved. Well of water, ever springing, bread of life, so rich and free, untold wealth that never faileth, my Redeemer is to me. Oh, hallelujah, I have found Him, whom my soul so long has prayed. Jesus satisfies my longing. Through His blood I now am saved. Amen. Praise God.
Amen.
Thank the Lord. Sister Mary.
I love the Lord tonight, and I don't know about anyone else, but my head feels like it's just been swimming with all this stuff that's been going on in our government, in our land, and everywhere, and in my home. And I stop and think, Lord, I know You're there, and I know You can answer prayer. And when your heart's heartbreaking, what things has happened in your family. And it's out of control. I mean, I don't have any control over it, but I know God does.
Yes,
I
he
know
does.
He is definitely in control. And he can get it all worked out in his timing. I
That's
know
right.
this. And I love him with all my heart. But that was so encouraging Sunday about your brother. It just lifted me up. And even though there was turmoil, going on in my family and everything, but it just really blessed me, Brother Bates, about your brother. And
Thank the Lord.
I just truly love the Lord, and I want to serve him the rest of my life.
Amen. Thank the Lord. Who's next? Well, Kylie, I'm glad you're testifying tonight.
I'm thankful because I went to Moorhead, Kentucky last week, and I'm thankful that he kept me safe.
Amen. I'm thankful too. Your grandpa's, is he a halfway decent driver, or should we even ask that question? Brother Charlie, we'll let you testify next. Who else would like to testify? Anyone else? Well, go ahead, my brother. You get the last word.
Well, I wasn't tricked into it, but I was thinking about testifying, and I was glad that we were able to pick up the radio program 3 hours away down in western Kentucky. And I was happy to hear about your brother. It helped me a lot. The Lord's helped me a lot, and
Praise
I
God.
just, I don't ever want to not take advantage of what He's given me. I don't, there's a song that they play on the radio once in a while that I hear about a guy that, or his friends make fun of him because he had got saved so many times that, and he's just going to mess up again. But when I got saved last time on April 26th of 5 years ago, the Lord saved me good.
Yes,
and
He did.
I really meant what I
Praise
said
God.
when I got saved. It
Yes.
just doesn't matter how many times you messed up. You just start over again, and the Lord is keeping me. And I want to thank Him for all He's
Praise
doing.
God. Praise God. Thank the Lord. Is that you, Sister Ruby?
Yes. I'm so thankful that the Lord is able to deal with each one of us, and He deals with us according to our personality. And I haven't made it in yet, and the Lord just let me know. And I knew this. I was having so many physical problems, and I wasn't discouraged because I don't mind dying. I really don't. At my age, I sure don't. But I was getting self-absorbed. I felt like it. And the Lord didn't scold me at all. But He usually speaks through the Word or a song. That's the way He usually speaks. But this time, what He said, and I know it was Him because I wouldn't have thought of it. He says, what about a 5-year plan? And that I just got to thinking about that. You know, He didn't say, you're going to live 5 years. He just said, why don't you make a 5-year plan?
I'll take that.
So instead of worrying about not buying green bananas, because I won't live to see them ripen, the Lord is helping me to look beyond that. And I need
Praise
to.
God.
There's a world out there that's lost.
Yes, that's
I don't
right.
want to be so consumed about my own problems
That's right.
and forget about that. And I don't. I pray for you, but I want to have more of a burden. I want to do His will. And
Praise God.
if I live to be 95, I may make another 5 years.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I'll take that too. Thank the Lord. I want to get over here to where I can see you. Dennis's big head's in the way. Yeah, okay, so you know what? We've reached a legitimate compromise tonight. I'll take that 5 years. You know, I started at 15, I'll take 5, but maybe 10. So hallelujah.
but I did want to say it, John. I told the Lord, you're my CEO. You're my chief executive officer.
Praise God.
So you can change my plans anytime you want.
Hallelujah. Well, that's encouraging. Well, folks, I'm feeling better. Sister Ruby's going to be around another 5 years. Isn't that wonderful? I mean, that's Anyone else want to testify tonight? Mr. Soundman tonight?
Yes, sir. It's wonderful to be at God's house tonight. I'm so thankful for His love, for His grace in my life. He's done more in the past 12 months of my life than I ever thought. Down some weird, twisting paths, but every bit His will and His way.
Yes.
And I'm so thankful for how He's been guiding. I'm so thankful for His blessings in my life. He's blessed me over and over and over again. I can't thank Him enough, but you said that, I think it was today in chapel. If He doesn't give us another blessing, He's already blessed us more than we deserve.
Yes.
And that's been true in my life, and I thank Him for it. I'm excited for the future. I can't wait to see what God's going to do.
Amen.
But more than anything, I just want to stay in the center of His will. I don't want to get out of it. I don't want to get ahead of Him. I just want to follow Him every step along the way and just do all I can for Him.
Praise God. Thank the Lord. We were singing in chapel this morning, and dear Brother Aaron, I'm singing a song, and he's singing a full octave lower. He sounded like J.D. Sumner. And I'm like, seriously, dude, let's raise it a few keys. But we have a good time in chapel. Sister Lucy.
I do love the Lord tonight. I love the way people start their testimonies with "I love the Lord."
Amen.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yes, Bob started that way.
Yes,
and
I
didn't.
love
Yes.
the Lord too. And today the Lord just painted an example for me in a wonderful way. I was sitting here wondering, I want to testify, but what, Lord? And He just showed me what happened today. George and I went to Menards together, a big store, and there's stuff there that interests me. So I wasn't interested in all of what George wanted to look at. So I said, okay, I got my phone. He didn't. Oh, I wouldn't say that now out loud. But the connection was broke because he didn't have his phone. I said, now 2 o'clock, we'll meet right here. I said, you go that way, I'll go this way, and we're gonna meet right here. It's happened before. I got there, he was nowhere to be found, but I didn't stay put. I just kept meandering around thinking I'd come find him where he was. I never did. And I got so tired of walking. I got this grand idea of going up. I asked the cashier lady, I said, is it possible to get on, not Facebook, to call, do I can't think of what I want to say, but
The intercom.
intercom. Oh, yeah, she said, we'll do that. And so she closed down her station there and walked me over there to the service. Now, what's his name? George Creech. What was that last name? I said, Creech. And she finally got it through her head. So she announced it. That we needed to come to the service desk. So now, I stuck around that time right there. I thought he'd come. I'm going to be here when he comes. But I got tired again, and I asked her, will you please announce that again? Well, they did, a little louder this time. And I didn't stay put there. I started walking back down where we were supposed to meet, and you know what? He come walking toward me. And it was such, hey, it's happened more than once. But when I was sitting here tonight, I was thinking about it spiritually. So many times we're impatient, and we think that God should just be, standing at our door, waiting to answer right now. Sometimes He does, and sometimes He doesn't. But you know what? He is coming. Amen. I want to tell you, He wants to meet our needs.
That's right.
And when sometimes we don't know we need it, He's still right there.
That's right.
And I just don't know what people do that don't know Jesus.
That's right.
Don't have the Almighty God in their heart and mind like we've been raised. And, you know, a lot of people have been raised the same way, and yet they've rejected, walked away from what they were raised. And that is saddest of all. I mean, once you know the Lord, or know what He can do, and you turn your back, I think that would be the saddest of all. But I am thankful, and one way I like to meet Thanksgiving is thanks living. I want to live it. I want to live a thankful life.
Amen.
Praise the Lord.
Amen. Thank the Lord. Anyone else? Lucy, I'm going to confess I'd have probably killed you if you'd have been my wife. Sorry, guys. I'm just kidding. I had to get it out. No. Anyone else? I didn't mean that, folks. In case someone wants to edit that comment, I didn't mean a word of it. I was joking. Anyone else have a testimony tonight? These have been so good. So good. Thank the Lord. Well, let me talk to you a little bit. Brothers, thank you so much for your help. I'll just again quickly remind you that next week's prayer meeting will be Tuesday night. So Tuesday night, we will have what would be our regular Wednesday night prayer meeting. We will have it Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Let's come expecting the Lord to help us. I don't know if you saw Roger's reminder on Facebook. I kind of got in trouble on Facebook this week, but that's okay. I've been such a good boy, and boy, I became a naughty boy this week. But I don't know if you saw Roger's note, just a friendly reminder about bringing a salad and a dessert, right, Brother Roger? A salad and a dessert for Sunday. You could do that. It would be very, very helpful. And then don't forget, Roger Murray gave me a friendly reminder. Don't forget work night tomorrow night, and then it's also Friday night, and as much as possible Saturday for Living Christmas Tree. And if you're able to just spare a few hours, it would be so helpful. And then don't forget here's what I needed to say. Choir practice Sunday morning is going to be real important. So choir, you're going to learn a new song to kick off the Sunday morning service. So I need us to meet no later than 9:40. Okay, so choir, if you could be here Sunday morning at 9:40, and I do have a demo for the song that we'll try to get on get emailed to you or text message to you or on the church the choir messaging thread on Facebook. So if you could keep that in mind, that would be great. Also, remember we're going to pray starting at midnight, and every slot is filled. I have a few that are not, but people have already reached out to me saying, put me in a slot. And so we are going to pray 24 hours, and they're in half-hour increments. And I thank the Lord that He helped us to get enough people interested to do that. So if you're over here working, let me encourage you, if it's your time to pray, just slip over to the prayer chapel and pray. Now, Saturday afternoon, probably from about noon to 3, Convention Quartet's going to be here in the sanctuary practicing for Sunday. But if you can meet, if you're in the area and can come to the church and pray, you don't have to. Some of you wondered if you had to pray here at the church, and you don't have to. But if you're able to, I encourage you to slip into the John and Gloria Russell Prayer Chapel and pray. So keep that in mind. One thing in all of the busyness, I totally forgot to say anything at all about. We have not, we normally, for special events like revivals, we normally take up pledges a month or so in advance. And folks, I apologize. It just slipped my mind. We won't have a ton of expense this weekend. We have budgeted for the expense that we will have for Friend and Family Day as it relates to the food and stuff. But Convention Quartet will be coming in, so there will be 3-4 of those guys, Matt Barnett, Jonathan Walden, Anthony Webb, Mike Mader, and then Donnie Walden will be here running sound. So we're going to want to give them a little offering. So if you could just keep that in mind and help us out Sunday in the offering, that would be wonderful. And let me just thank you in advance. You've always been so generous and so kind. And so we'll want to show them our appreciation. The Mader's coming the farthest, coming all the way from North Carolina to be with us for Sunday. But thank you for helping make that a reality. So keep these things in mind. I just feel like I'm forgetting something, and I don't know. Did I write down everything that Steph? Yes.
Sunday is our last Sunday.
Yes. Yes, it's the.
I would like to make a request. I haven't put on Facebook yet, but I would like for everybody to bring a box of cereal. I would like to have 100 boxes of cereal.
A box of cereal.
Yes.
Okay.
At least a box of cereal.
Okay.
Because I know that's a staple in a lot of homes.
Okay.
I know it is ours. So.
Okay. Bring a box of cereal Sunday.
Monday, we will be delivering that. Starting at 1, I believe, between 1 and 1:30, we'll be delivering the food. If anybody wants to come and help haul it over.
Okay. Okay. Here's another thing that I would like to ask some of you to consider to do Sunday. We will have some out-of-town guests that will be joining us for the morning service and will be joining us for the meal. And I know, I'm hoping that some of you have invited your families to join us. Can I encourage you to serve as a host for let's say your family's here and you see a couple that's kind of alone? Would you encourage them to eat with you? Would you do that? Just kind of determine that if possible, you're going to serve as a host. And by that, I mean, if you see a few people that just seem alone and you've got some family with you, encourage them to eat with you. And let's do our best to make the people that will be visiting us feel as comfortable as possible and as welcome as possible. Would you do that for me? If you'll do that for me, just wave at me. I appreciate it very, very much. And I don't know what to expect, but I just know, this I do know, the Lord's going to meet with us Sunday, and He's going to help us. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see my friends, and I'm excited to sing with them. We don't get to do this very often, and so I'm just trusting the Lord to help us. So thank you for all you're doing. Thank you for all you're going to do. And let's just trust God to give us a great day this weekend. Lee, go ahead and come to the piano. I want us to pray. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I don't think he would mind who I prayed with so earnestly this morning. It was Kevin Roberts. And we bombarded heaven together. And I want you to pray for Kevin. I want you to pray for Kevin all the rest of this week. Earnestly pray that God will continue to help him. God helped him this morning. But folks, he needs our prayers, and Maria needs our prayers, and we love Kevin and Maria, and we love Angel, and we love Casey, and that's why we're here. We're here to help one another get to heaven, aren't we? Amen. Amen. So I want you to just continue to pray for him. Pray for the Northern family tonight. Kara had a situation at work that was pretty scary, and so they've had a rough 24 hours. So let's remember them in prayer. I don't know if you saw Donna Nixon's post, but she's having some physical issues. And I know she's probably tuned in tonight. She's going to be praying with us this weekend. Pray for Donna Nixon, that God would help her. I miss Rod. He's probably tuned in tonight, but you probably know that Rod is wintering in Arizona. And I miss him. Let's pray for him. That God will be with him. The Gardner family is going to be, they were planning to be at prayer meeting tonight, but just busyness kind of interrupted that. But they're headed out to Texas tomorrow. And so I'm going to be gone for several days through Thanksgiving. Let's pray that the Lord will give them traveling mercies. Let's especially pray for Brielle. She's doing a lot better, but let's especially pray for Brielle, that God will touch her and help her on this trip. There's so much to pray about, but if we've learned anything, we've learned that God is for us, not against us, right? God is for us. He wants us to make it. He wants our families to make it. That he would go to Ripley County Jail and meet my brother there is proof positive that God is for us. Amen? I mean, who would have ever imagined? I wouldn't have. And God will just go. God will go wherever God needs to go to reach us. One of my friends and pastors in Texas, a young man in his church, I say young, he was 42. He unexpectedly died in his sleep a few days ago. He had lived there was a season in his life where he lived a pretty rough life and had been far away from God. And one day he finally got to the end of himself. And somewhere in Houston, Texas, in a place where he should not have been, an apartment complex, living a life that was far, far from God, he called his dad and he said, "Dad, I need you and I need you now." And his dad said, "I'll be right there." And he jumped in his car and drove all the way from the Sherman, Texas area to where his son was. It may not have been Houston, but it was somewhere quite a ways. And when he pulled into that apartment complex, that wayward, prodigal son was standing on a balcony on the second floor of an apartment complex and saw his dad pull in, open the door, race out of the car. And he came running down the steps to where his dad was, and he said these words, "Oh, Dad, you got here much sooner than I thought you would." And isn't that the way God works? Jesus said when he told the story of the prodigal, he said that when his father saw him, he ran to get to where he was. And I'm just more convinced than I've ever been before that God will go to whatever lengths God has to go to reach us and help us. Amen? I want us to gather and pray. Let's stand together first. And before we gather, does anyone else have a prayer request you want to mention tonight? Yes. Lorraine's aunt, not doing good at all. All right. Let's remember this request. Okay, so her cousin has cancer. Her aunt's not doing good. We need to pray for them. I thought I saw a hand. Ethan. Okay. All right, let's remember this request. Who else? Unspoken request. Yes, ma'am. Unspoken request. Brother Roger. Unspoken request. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am. Sister Mary Carpenter.
Renee is having some serious problems, and also our granddaughter Brianna.
All right, let's remember these. Yes, Brother Gene. All right, let's remember this. Okay. All right. Anyone else? Okay, let's remember this. Pray for Lisa Bruni tonight. Pray for Paul Mayhew tonight, that God would help these two individuals. They're having some serious physical problems. Let's remember them as we pray. Anyone? Joyce, Gloria, and Ruth Roseberry. Let's remember them. We'll try to get to see her this weekend. Let's pray for all of these. I'm sure there are others that have unspoken requests. God sees every one of those needs. Let's gather and pray. Again, I encourage you to lift your voice. And let's lift our voices together. And let's thank the Lord for what He's doing. Let's thank the Lord for how He's helping us. But let's pray out, folks. Let's lift our voices to God tonight. let's ask God to help us. Those of you that are seated back in your seats, you lift your voices with us. And let's lift our voices and pray. Pray with me. God, we thank you so much for your presence and help tonight. We thank you that we have sensed you in this service this evening. Our hearts are filled with gratitude for what you're doing, for how you are helping us, for how you are moving among us. Oh God, you are touching hearts. You are drawing people to you. You are wooing people to mind you. We are thankful tonight. We thank you for these testimonies. Lord, we thank you for this weekend that we have coming up. Oh God, we always look forward to Friend and Family Day. God, help our people to invite people and to invite their family, invite their friends. God, give us a good day. Minister to our hearts and help us. Lord, help our friends at Convention Quartet as they travel this way. Oh God, keep them safe. Keep your hand upon them, especially Mike and Michelle Maynard and their family coming all the way from North Carolina. God, be with them and help them, I pray, blessed Jesus. Be with Anthony, Lord. Help him tonight. And Big J and Maynard, Lord. Matt and Joy. Be with them, Lord. And our friend Donnie Walden. Be with them and help them. And, oh, God, we lift all of these requests to you tonight. You know every need. You're able to meet every need. And I pray that you would, Jesus. And, Lord, I know Sunday morning there were those who knelt at the altar with faith, believing that you're going to answer prayer for their families. And so, God, we pray for their families tonight. We ask you to help them, blessed Jesus. Move upon their hearts and be with them, I pray. Oh, God, continue to touch us and help us. And now, Lord, order this weekend according to your divine plan. God, as we pray together, please touch us and help us, Lord. And hear our prayers, blessed Jesus. God, be with us Sunday. Lord, order every part of the day. The morning service, the service, the dinner afterwards, the concert after the dinner. Oh, God, touch us and help us, I pray. Move in our midst and continue to touch our hearts. Jesus, as a church, we lift our voices to you tonight. And we ask you to touch us and help us. So have your perfect will and way in our midst and touch our hearts together, Jesus. Thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you for what you're going to continue to do. God, we want to rejoice over what you're about to do. We want to believe you in faith that you're going to continue to move in our midst and help us. So touch us, I pray, for Jesus.